In the far reaches of the galaxy, where magic and science intertwined into a seamless tapestry, lay a frontier planet called Raga Prime. It was a world of lawlessness, where ancient technology and arcane forces clashed under the relentless glare of twin suns. Cities here were a patchwork of rusted metal and glowing runes, their spires scraping a sky perpetually veiled in dust storms. Beyond them stretched barren wastelands, home to nomads, bandits, and far worse. In this wild, untamed region, legends grew like wildfire, whispered from town to town. One such legend was the Spellslinger. He wasn't just another gunslinger. He was a force of nature. His six-shooter hummed with ancient runic energy, each shot a precise blend of deadly accuracy and arcane power. He rode a hoverbike, a cybernetic steed imbued with sorcery, traversing the wastes, enforcing his own brand of justice. A human who bridged the gap between lost technology and the mystic arts, the Spellslinger was feared and revered alike, taking down foes of all kinds, man, machine, or monster. But this time, the Spellslinger wasn't hunting an ordinary bounty. Whispers spoke of a warlord rising in the wastelands, rallying mercenaries and outlaws to his banner. If left unchecked, this would-be conqueror threatened to plunge Raga Prime into chaos. The Spellslinger had been hired to put a stop to him before war consumed the planet. As the twin suns dipped below the horizon, painting the wastelands in shades of crimson and gold, the Spellslinger reached the outskirts of a desolate town called Shatter Creek. His hoverbike came to a halt, its engine purring softly. Dismounting, he adjusted his wide-brimmed hat, the shadow falling across his weathered face. The town was eerily quiet, as if holding its breath. Suddenly, the silence shattered. A wild, primal melody echoed across the dunes, a mix of electric guitar riffs and tribal drumming, raw and untamed. The Spellslinger's hand instinctively went to the glowing revolver at his hip as the sound grew louder. Then, over a nearby ridge, a massive figure appeared. The newcomer was a barbarian, his frame towering and broad, his arms thick as tree trunks and covered in scars. His unkempt hair and beard were adorned with beads and trinkets, and across his back was an enormous axe that seemed to pulse with energy. Strapped to his chest, however, was the strangest sight of all, a massive, glowing electric guitar. The Spellslinger's eyes narrowed. "You must be the Barbarian." The hulking figure grinned, strumming a thunderous chord that sent tremors through the ground. "And you must be the Spellslinger. Heard the stories. Faster than a starship's pulse cannon, they say. They say a lot of things." The Spellslinger replied coolly, his grip firm on the revolver. "I'm not here for tales. I'm here for the warlord." The Barbarian's grin widened. "The warlord, huh? Can't say I like him much myself. He stole something from me. My axe. No one takes from me, and lives to tell the tale." Before the conversation could continue, the ground shook violently. From the outskirts of the town came the deafening rumble of heavy, mechanical footsteps. Emerging from a cloud of dust was a massive war machine, a bipedal mech bristling with weapons, its armor etched with glowing runes. The pilot, encased in heavy plating, stood atop the machine's cockpit like a war god surveying his domain. "Well," the Barbarian muttered, strumming a power chord that sent shockwaves rippling through the air, "looks like we found him." The Spellslinger smirked, drawing his revolver. "Let's see what you've got, Barbarian." The warlord's mech opened fire, unleashing a storm of energy bolts that rained destruction across the town. The Spellslinger dodged with inhuman reflexes, returning fire with precise, glowing shots that seared through the air. Meanwhile, The barbarian let out a deafening battle cry, slamming his guitar to release shockwaves that rattled the mech's armor. "I'll handle the music," the barbarian roared, charging forward with his axe raised. "You handle the magic." "I don't need help with that," the Spellslinger replied, unleashing a barrage of arcane bullets. The two warriors fought as though they'd been comrades for years, their distinct styles blending seamlessly. The Spellslinger's precision and mastery of magic complemented the barbarian's raw power and sonic fury. Explosions lit up the battlefield as guitar riffs, spell discharges, and the clash of steel filled the air. The warlord's mech was formidable, its weaponry and enchantments unlike anything they'd faced. But it had never encountered a duo like this, a harmonious storm of chaos and ingenuity. Despite the overwhelming odds, the Spellslinger and the barbarian pressed on, refusing to yield. Finally, after a grueling battle, the mech began to falter. Its armor cracked, its weapons sputtered, and its movements slowed. The Spellslinger and the barbarian stood side by side, battered but unbroken, ready to deliver the final blow. "This ends now," the Spellslinger said, his revolver glowing brighter than ever. The barbarian grinned, his axe humming with power. "Let's finish it." Together, they charged at the warlord, a force of will and fury that no machine could withstand. To be continued.